Hello, I am Mordaz the Red. In this inaugural episode of Let's Play CK2, we are going to start with a custom game set during 1769, and we're going to be doing it as the Byzantine Empire. Why? Because I don't have any of the achievements for the Byzantines. Now, we do have the newest DLC, which is Conclave, brand new. We have all the previous DLC, including the Horse Lords, the Way of Life, Charlemagne, Raj, Abraham, the Old Gods, the Republic, the Sunset Invasion, the Legacy of Rome, and the Sword of Islam. The reason why I left the Sunset Invasion on is because I haven't done that either. So we're going to have some fun with this. We're going to start here in the Byzantine Empire. Our goal is to restore the Roman borders, which is all this, basically. Like, all of it. It's going to take some time. Oh, hold on, we're not in the right time. We need to get the right time. We need to be... Oh, wrong way, wrong way. Let's just click that. I'll start as the Byzantines. Yep, we got some enemies here that we're going to have to deal with, namely the Abbasids. They're going to come up and try to kick my butt. Upside is there are the Mongols here, which will come down and fudge up this world. But hopefully by then, long by then, we'll have taken over a lot of the Imperial borders by then. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. We do have to kick the Abbasids' butt and make sure they fall apart. Of course, we're going to enable Iron Man mode. So, we are going to start as Isarus, something like that. We are currently Byzantine Empire. We're independent. We're Greek. We're Conclave. Now, just so you're aware, I have played this before. I started off way over here, right over here, and conquered this and had a huge empire that was like up here, all of Brittany, portions of Spain, large portions of this, all of this, Jerusalem, whole bunches of territory. So I can be successful at this, but we will see how we do in this long ass game. Because we're going to start in 1769, and we are not going to start until the end date in 1445. So here we go. And here we go. Start. Iron Man, Byzantine Empire. Start as that. Alright. Now, things that we need to be aware of. We're playing as Greek iconoclasts. First off, our Greek culture. The only real thing that does is blind characters cannot inherit titles. Sucks to be them. Now, we are feudal. That's your normal kingdoms and all that jazz. So, feudal government revolves around the oath between liege and vassal, and feudal lords can only directly own so many holdings before they must start to rely on vassals, those whose loyalty may vary. There are several succession laws to pick between, each with its own merits. The centralization law controls the maximum size of your demise and the direct number of vassals that you have. If you should you convert your religion in the Muslim group, your government form will change into Ikita. Things we can hold. We can hold castles and forts. Like these. Castles. Not showing any forts, but that's fine. But castles, and I think that's one of the things we can build. Yeah, we can build a fort. We're not going to worry about that right now. We can hold tribal land, tribal holdings. So, like, no, those are nomads. These guys, tribes, like Kiev here. We can hold tribal holdings without penalties. For provinces with my culture, so in other words, Greek tribes, all good. We can build castle, city, and temple and fort holdings. So, say we want to build something here, we can build all these things. Not that we're going to. Not for a long time. We don't have enough gold. That being said, we do make bunches of ducats. Alright, we can revoke tiles from tribal government vassals of another religion without objections from other vassals. Tribal government vassals are not included in the vassal limit calculation, so I can have not these guys, but I have tons of these guys, and it won't hurt me. So that's the government form we're in. We are what does make us a little bit more interesting. We're not Orthodox. We are a heresy of Orthodox. That being said, I will probably switch to Orthodox because I kind of like sticking with the main ones. Conclave heresy is plagued the Byzantine Empire in multiple waves. Iconoclasts believe that religious images such as icons and depictions of holy figures in particular are a form of idolatry and must not be allowed. In their heyday, iconoclasts destroyed innumerable such images and icons, sometimes even urged on by iconoclast emperors. Things that are important. Multiple patriarchs. Let's click on the religion tab. We can have 5 pentarchs and 1 Autoclavius patriarch under kings. And then there's the ecumenical patriarch, which is Nikitas right now. Can excommunicate iconoclastic characters. He can also grant divorces. He can also grant the invasion causing belly. Rulers can order adult unlanded courtiers to take vows, and there is always an ecumenical patriarch landed or not. So there will always be this dude. So that's enough of that. So alright. So first and foremost, we have the Byzantine Empire. Our empire still stretches. We have way over here this little piece of land. We've got these little holdings. What is this? Sardinia and Maclora, and this little one. Always funny. It's like, let's have 2 little things, but they're all under this dude. One of my vassals. Then we have the island of Sicily, toe of the boot, heel of the boot, this little bit of the shin of the boot, and then we have all of Greece. Oh, and we have a bit of Ragusa here, Andorra, Stavros, which sorry, Dalmatia. Ragusa I think is down here. Whatever. But we have a large portions of Greece and a large portion of Anatolia. Now, things that we need to be paying attention to right now. We've got an heir, son Leon, who is married. He has no kids yet, which is okay. Downside is he's awful. He's weak. He's pathetic. We don't like him. That being said, he's got good diplomacy, so actually, technically, we do like him. We actually like him a lot. But we have lots of other children that will take his place. Now we'll get to actually, yeah. Let's look at our laws currently. Our inheritance law is agnatic cognatic primogeniture. What this means is the oldest child will always inherit all the titles, all of it. None of it goes to his brothers. But that being said, women can inherit, assuming there are no eligible males. So, say we just had a daughter, that's all we had, she would inherit, or say we had like 50 daughters, they would inherit. So, as you know, that can screw, if you've played or watched ACK2, that can screw the hell out of you. Alright, so these are all pretenders, which are basically his brothers. Hereditary despotic empire. Now, realm laws. Now, this is all changed in the newest patch, in the Conclave patch. Controlled realm inheritance. What does this mean? Passing controlled realm inheritance laws. will protect tiles within the realm from being inherited by characters loyal to another liege. Now, free. Vassals do not have any special regulations on the inheritance, or illegal. Vassal inheritance is regulated disallow, so we will eventually adopt this. Mostly so, say this, let's see, let's pick a dude. Say this dude, say his brother or something is the next one to inherit, but he's the ruler over here. Actually, let's see. Let's pick something different. Let's take another example. You know what? Let's go over here. I know these guys. Say, let's see. Actually, let's go to Mercia. There we go. Mercia. All right. Say this guy has this guy's brother is the king. Is this guy? Say it was. We all know. I'm not even looking up. I'm not going to bother looking up. But say he was. Well, if he would die, it would be inherited, and this would become Wessex, and no longer under Mercia. So, kind of annoying. Because this guy would have just lost a good chunk of his territory to Wessex, when he shouldn't have. But that's just the laws right now. We're not going to worry about those laws right now, because we can't really change it. Because it's locked for whatever reason. Because we don't have legalism of 3. We'll get to technology here. Our current centralization, we currently have high centralization, which means we can have a personal domain limit, which means we can have territory that's under our direct control. We own it. It is ours. It falls under him, his titles of 8, which is great. Having higher stewardship does help that, but that's getting to another point. This allows us to have more territory under us. Downside is it does cost us vassals. Now, viceroyalties. I love viceroyalties. They make it so much easier to give. They make it so much easier to manage this. To be honest, when I played Ireland up here, and I had taken over, I waited until after I had gotten the ability to make viceroyalty kingdoms before I actually formed the empire. As soon as I formed the empire, then then we did it. Alright, but as the empire already, we already have that ability. We can now grant kingdom and duchy viceroyalties. We're probably going to knock that down once we get really big. Once we start getting really huge, like after we've taken large chunks of this or part of the Abbasids territory, we're going to switch to kingdoms, because I don't want to manage duchies. That's a pain in the ass. So we're going to have tons of titles, and it's going to be crazy. Now, this is new. Status of women. Medieval societies function under a patriarchal social structure where women are kept from positions of power and influence. A ruler can alter the state of affairs by issuing decrees that give women increased access to higher positions in society. Now, this didn't exist before, and the only people that could inherit and be a female were basically the only daughters, or if you happen to be the Cathar heresy, which let's see, is there any Cathars? No, only Catholic. Yeah, only Catholic. So it doesn't look like there are any Cathars right now, but Cathars were the only ones that could do that at that time, which basically means it. But this has changed it. Now, this has changed. Now, we've got traditional, which is what we currently have, which basically means some government types are restricted, agnostic, inheritance laws, which mean only men. Now, there's marginal status, which means that women are allowed to hold some power and occupy background positions behind people in charge. It is allowed for women related to hold the office of mysticos. So, the office of mysticos, which is the spy master, which is what your wife can hold if she's really good. Significant, allows more things. Then notable status, which means everything, including allows to change gender preference laws. And then there's full, which is everything can be held. Alright, moving along. We go to obligations. Vassal obligations. These are what they required now. What it's currently set at, which is the medium, which looks like it's medium for all, which means we get a little bit of taxes, but we also get some troops, which is cool. Which I actually kind of like that it's separate out into this now. Well, kind of. Now we get 20% vassal tax, 20 noble vassal limit is 40%, so 40% of all the people that they can raise, we get. Burghers, same with burghers, which hold the cities, like that one. And tribal, any of the tribal organized lands. And the council power empowers or abolishes the council. Now, right now we are in power. We empower the council. We can switch to absolute rule, which law changes cannot be voted on by the council. Disables use of the realm peace. Cool. Lots of opponents and all that. So we're not going to be able to do that right now. We will eventually, because screw them. Upside is we currently do have. We have the ability to revoke titles. We have the ability to grant titles. We have the ability to execute people. We have the ability to declare war. We have the ability to imprison everything. We have the ability to banish people. So, you got all the fun stuff. But, some of you, if you do play CK2, will not have those depending on which one you start with. So, if we look over here, I don't think we can see the laws, but let's take a look. Let's take a look. Actually, I don't think we can see them, so we're not going to worry about it. Alright. So that's enough of that. Now we're going to look at the new thing, the council. Currently don't have our current positions. Magistros. He is a powerful vassal. And of course we can improve diplomatic relations. We can fabricate claims. We can sow dissent. Fun stuff. Then the Proster, which is our marshal. He allows us to suppress revolts, train troops, and research military tech. Then we also have the shoot, my brain's totally failing. The steward, which allows us to collect taxes, oversee construction, and research economic tech. Mysticos, which is our spy master, allows us to scheme, build a spy network, and study technology. Then we lastly have the court chaplain, which allows us to proselytize, spread our religion, research tech, and then make nice with the current ecumenical pope. Really, that's what this is. That's all it is. Then minor tiles, which is we can designate a regent, court dwarf, jester, which basically is if like we hate somebody, we can put them there. Let's see, but give it to a nice relative. Let's see. Basically, lots of honor titles. That being said, this allows us to. I assume this is our commanders. Yes, there we go. Oh no, guess that's a separate thing. No. Oh, these are all our commanders. Jiminy Christmas, we got a ton of commanders. Cool. Let's see, one who sleeps beside the chambers. Cool. Alright. This is my current council. Okay, Liege Council is if I was him, he would have a Liege Council. He has a Liege Council. So, alright. Going back here. Alright, our council. We have no loyalists. We do have some pragmatists. Loyalists, of course, are people that really like me. Let's see. Cool. Loyalists. Good. Then we got the pragmatists, which is basically people that resist change, but they will usually support me, especially reclaiming de jure land and provinces. Then we have the Glory Hounds. That's cool. They will oppose attacking weak neighbors, but they will oppose attacking weak neighbors, but against bigger opponents, they will not much care for the reason for going on war as long as they're always powerful. Zealots, basically ones that want religion, and malcontents, people that don't like everything. Realm peace, enforcing realm peace will end all internal worlds, and peace will take effect 3 months after it's decreed. Use this ability when pests are going too strong within your realm. Cool. Alright, we've done this for 20 minutes. I need to take a little break. It's our first one, and I'm sorry, there's been no gameplay, but we will get back to that pretty soon. We'll actually start, we'll unpause shit and start doing things, but this is new, so we'll treat this as new and work our way through everything. We'll take a look at everything, see how it's all going, because we haven't even touched on the kids, and we'll get to that eventually. So, this has been Mordaz the Red. Thank you for watching. Give it a like if you like it. I appreciate you watching it, because this is literally the first video I'm ever recording. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.